Hey soldiers, Elon Musk has got to get out of China. We're going to tell you where we think he needs to go. Now, when I say get out of China, you know he's got a Tesla factory in China. 40% of Tesla's sales are out of China, okay? That is a very hefty amount of your revenues coming from a source that is very unpredictable and very dictatorial in many, many ways. So I'm going to put this message out here. Somebody get this. I know somebody in the Soldiers of Finance probably knows Elon Musk. Go ahead and send him the link to this, and we're gonna tell Elon how he can prevent himself from being Jack Ma. Remember Jack Ma of Alibaba? He said some things that the Chinese Communist Party didn't like, and well, we haven't heard from him since, right? So Elon, they could seize his company just like that. They could do that. No problem. They probably won't because they don't want to send that type of message over to the rest of the investing globe and have people say, I don't know about that. They're looking kind of like Venezuela. I'm not going to invest in China. So they're not going to go full out and do that. But if we look at what investor Mark Mobius said here recently, he said he's having a tough time getting his money out of China because they are asking him for all kinds of, records and stuff going back 2 decades, how you made every dime. And if he can't substantiate what they're asking for, they're dragging their feet. They're not giving him his money. So he might have made a lot in China, but it doesn't mean anything if he can't spend it, right? If he can't get his hands on it.
I mean, that's significant, Mark.
It is. It's very significant. I can't get an explanation of why they're doing this. It's just amazing. They're putting all kinds of barriers. They don't say, no, you can't get your money out, but they say, give us all the records from 20 years of how you made this money and so forth.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That is crazy. That's scary, actually.
So China can definitely make it difficult for you to get your proceeds out of the country. And, the other thing, and let's just be honest here, okay? China has made no secret about the fact that if they see a piece of technology that they think is very effective and that they like, they copy it. Okay, they're famous for doing that in military circles. And there's absolutely, they have no qualms about doing it in the commercial circles either. So I think Elon needs to really rethink this China thing because here recently he made a comment and it has, come full circle on him. Beijing warns Elon Musk, don't bite the hand that feeds you after the Tesla chief, who sells 40% of his cars in China, shared a post blaming, you know what, you could see it there, the beer virus, okay, on a Wuhan lab link. Okay, we're treading into dangerous YouTube waters. You know how they are. We gotta tread lightly here, but you are an intelligent audience, so you know what's going on. You know what I'm talking about. Listen, guys, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Become a soldier of finance right now. All right, so Elon made these comments, and I'm going to tell you guys, look, tell you right now, I'm going to be fully transparent. I'm an Elon fan. I do not own any shares in Tesla. I do not own a Tesla. In fact, I don't own Starlink or any of the products that he produces. However, I really admire him for his work ethic and for his intellectual capabilities. This is a man who is running a space transportation company. You think about it, his SpaceX company has changed the face of getting a payload into orbit. First of all, he's taken it out of the government's, sole purview. Remember, this used to be the domain of just governments because it was so expensive. Governments were the only ones that could get stuff and people into space. But because Elon is such a visionary and has developed reusable rocket technology, he has tremendously reduced the cost of getting stuff into orbit and therefore has made it more accessible. Okay. So the man's doing things in that sector that are looking like sci-fi. Okay. The rockets that land vertically, absolutely amazing. He's got the satellite communications company, Starlink. Okay, it's an internet, high-speed internet capability to that option. Of course, he's got Tesla. And I don't know if you recently saw the introduction he did of this robot called Optimus. And he's saying, look, this Optimus robot could not only be useful in commercial applications, but you can get one for your home. And I would love to do that. You know why? Because time is my most valuable yet non-renewable resource. And I would love to get a robot around here to clean up this house. Okay, so we wouldn't have time, have to take our time to do it. I'd love to get a robot to take out trash. I am actually considering Husqvarna. They have a robot lawnmower that I'm actually considering purchasing because, again, it will allow me to recapture my time and devote it to, focusing on assets like my business and focusing on enjoying my life, like, doing things like traveling. All right, so what did Elon say that actually, got the Chinese upset? Chinese state media has warned Elon Musk that he risks damaging his relationship with China after the Twitter CEO responded to posts about the origins of the virus that we all know so well. Last week, Musk replied to a tweet speculating whether Dr. Anthony Fauci funded the development of C-19, citing research at a Wuhan lab. Musk said he did it via a pass-through organization, EcoHealth. That's what Musk said, okay? Quote, he did it via a pass-through organization, EcoHealth, unquote. That was his tweet. The Global Times tabloid, this is out of China, posted on social media that Musk risked, quote, breaking the pot, unquote. Now, that's a Chinese idiom that if you translate it, roughly equates to he's biting the hand that feeds him, okay? You are very familiar with what that means. So he's biting the hand that feeds him. He's saying that, look, we know that 40% of your sales come from China. Don't be out here making remarks like you would in America. We don't have free speech over here, okay, buddy? And you're impugning us, we feel. And so therefore, you may be putting yourself at risk in terms of your investment. Again, Tesla has a factory campus in Shanghai, and the Chinese market accounts for 40% of sales. And we're going to get to it in a minute. I know I promised you guys that I was going to tell Elon where he should relocate to. He's like uber intelligent, so I'm absolutely positive he's probably already thought of this and may be on his way to doing it. The Chinese Communist Party's tabloid, which runs under the party's flagship paper, the People's Daily, snapped back at Musk for spreading what they consider to be a conspiracy theory that slanders China. The paper said that while American scientists and virologists despise their politicians under the instigation of right-wing conservatives, the matter of the virus was continuing to ferment in the U.S. public opinion field. Listen, you got to understand, and I'm sure this intelligent audience already does understand that when these papers speak in China, they are speaking for the Chinese Communist Party. This is a CCP tabloid, okay, that's speaking here. So you can I was about to say you don't have that in America, but yeah, you do. Think about an outlet like MSNBC. You know how they're a rag for the Democrat Party. I mean, they just are. If you're a Democrat, you know that. I mean, come on, let's just be fair, right? Whatever the Democrats do, they are advocates for it. If anybody comes out and says anything anti whatever it is the Democrats said, they attack it. Okay, it's just the way it is. So this is the same kind of thing we've got going on to a greater degree, though, because the CCP is like, hey, this is official. MSNBC just does that on their own accord. but this is an official setup that you have with this tabloid and the CCP. The extended post suggested the U.S. Department of Energy had cooperated with political forces hostile to China with U.S. media to advertise a conspiracy theory about the origin of the virus in question. It continued, suggesting Musk had moved closer to right-wing forces in the U.S., showing a tendency to endorse these right-wing conservative values. And look, if you think about it, okay, the Chinese have every reason to want to cast aspersions on the right here in America because the policies that came out of the Trump White House were much more confrontational with China than they are with the Biden administration. And again, this is just the truth of the matter, right? So they have every reason to want to, kind of, again, cast aspersions on the right and kind of, cultivate the left to the extent they can here in America. The world's richest man, Elon Musk, also made an apparently sarcastic remark last week in response to the U.S. Energy Department's conclusion about the lab leak. Musk has been critical of Fauci in the past. The allegations made against Fauci are nonetheless unfounded. This is what the Daily Mail is saying. Musk wrote in December last year, my pronouns are prosecute and Fauci. All right, so look, Musk is learning real fast that, he's not learning this, he knows this, but he is the type of personality that is, he wouldn't have made it in China. He would have never made it. He would have been disappeared long before he ever rose to prominence. So glad he left South Africa because his story wouldn't have been possible there either, okay? And he came to America, and I don't care whatever anybody says, you've got people from all over the world risking their lives to get here every day of the week. They're crossing shark-infested waters in modified Ford pickups. They are crossing deserts. They are packing themselves into shipping containers and crossing the Pacific, okay? And I do not see the same type of fervor to get out of the United States that I see to get into it. So yes, his story is possible here and here alone. This is where he came. And it's funny how he's, migrating away from California because it's increasingly difficult to do business there. So if you're an immigrant out there, you're somebody listening and want to come to America, perfect. Hey, there are plenty of ways to do that. We are a welcoming country. There are plenty of legal and upfront ways to get here and shoot your shot. Just don't go to New York or California if you're trying to start a business. It's going to be very tough for you. Take it from me, okay? All right, so where should he go? He should go to India, okay? Because India, first of all, they have a very intelligent population, okay? Indians are considered to be among the most technologically savvy people in the world. And you can see that in the fact that many of them are CEOs of some of the world's most technologically advanced companies, all right? Publicly held companies. Not only that, India has a couple of other things going for it. First of all, it has a large population, a growing population. This is a growing economy. India is a growing economy with a rich history, okay? A lot of culture that goes back centuries. Also, the political environment in India is a lot less onerous than it is in China, okay? Or California, for that matter. But I really think that Elon I hope that he is making adjustments to move his business out of China. And look, this is not a radical suggestion. Apple is paring down their presence in China, okay? So this is not like something that is off the wall radical. Elon has a tremendous investment in infrastructure over there. So I'm not saying it's going to be easy. They do account for 40% of the cars. Once they get a load of him wanting to roll out, it's going to be kind of difficult. But he can do it. I hope he does it because this is just an untenable situation, guys. So, Elon, keep doing what you're doing. But when it comes to free speech, understand that 40% of your business, where it's located, they don't really vibe with that, which is another reason why you need to, the main reason why you need to roll out. In addition, again, to the way that they carry things in terms of appropriating technology and then just slapping a Chinese brand on it and, that sort of thing. So, all right, guys, look, I want you to check out this recent report we did on Tai Lopez. Now, his brands are seeking bankruptcy. Tai Lopez was ubiquitous out here in the advertising on YouTube and plenty of other platforms. He's got millions upon millions of social media followers, investment and motivational guru, and that's all great. But you need to understand that one of the business moves he made here recently has gone south. Watch the report, guys, and I will talk to you soon.